This again. Hello, sports fans, and welcome to another edition of Scott Sports 101. I'm Scott Trella. We're going to talk Cavs, we're going to talk Guardians and Browns, and we do have collectibles, and we're going to get to all that. But first, here is today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. It is an NBA trivia question. How many consecutive NBA finals did LeBron James lead the Cavs to after returning to the team in 2014? I will have the answer later in the podcast. Well, right now, after that loss to the Knicks the other night, to Atlanta the other night, excuse me. Right now at halftime, the Cavs are up on the Minnesota Timberwolves 54 to 50 by 4. And right now, Darius Garland leads the way with 17 points, uh, uh, 15 field goals, and 8 rebounds. Let me go into player stats here and make sure that's correct. And yeah, it was 17 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. He leads the way right now, point wise. And Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley are both out again with injuries. Hopefully, within a week, we'll get them back. And but they've been looking good this first half, the Cavs. So and they've looked pretty good. And and they led 25-23 by 2 at the end of the first quarter, and then we're up by led by 2. Then they were scored 29 points in the second half, and they were able to get a 3 just before halftime, and that put them up 54-50, which is where we stand right now. And as I said, Cavs star guard Donovan Mitchell received a rich plasma injection Monday after to treat a bone bruise in his left knee, and he will be out at least the next 3 games. So at least be a little about a week before he comes back. And Mitchell has missed the past 2 games with a knee soreness. He will also be out Tuesday against the Celtics. Wednesday, he was out Wednesday against Atlanta, and now tonight's game against Minnesota. His status will be reevaluated uh, over the weekend, according to the team. Mitchell, who is now 27, in the midst of another excellent season, averaging 28 points to go along with 6.2 assists and 5.4 rebounds, and has helped carry an OFT injured Cavs team to a top 3 seed in the East. And and they still have the number 3 spot in the Eastern Conference, number 3 seed, I should say. So and and right now they lead 54-50 at halftime. Uh, Moving on to the Guardians. We'll move on to the Guardians right now. Uh, I'm trying to. Yeah, moving on to the Guardians right now. The Guardians beat the Chicago White Sox today, and Cactus League played 2-1 at at Goodyear Ballpark in Goodyear, Arizona. Uh, Tanner Beebe was on the hill for him today. Went 3 innings, Gave up no hits, no earned runs, and he had two beans at bat and struck out three batters. Then the bullpen came in and did very well, and they were able to hold off the White Sox. They were able to hold them off, and so they've been playing very well these last couple of games, and so but answer and there are some answers. They need a shortstop ASAP in the bullpen, and they need some pitching in the bullpen, and so he went and Tanner Beebe, as I said, went three scoreless innings, and he was really able to help the Tanner Beebe threw three scoreless innings, as I said, and Jose Ramirez homered Friday afternoon as the Guardians beat the White Sox, as I said, 2-1 at Goodyear Ballpark today in Goodyear, Arizona. Beebe is in his second start of the spring and opened the game with two walks. He ended the threat by striking out Lewis Robert Jr. and getting Gavin Sheets to hit into a double play. And catcher Bo Naylor, playing just his third game this spring because of his back spasms, bounced a single through the middle for a 1-0 lead in the second. Andres Gimenez, after being hit by a pitch and stealing second, scored. Ramirez made it a 2-0 with a two-out homer in the third, and it was a second homer of the spring. And the White Sox made it 2-1 in the seventh on a sacrifice by Braden Shoemake, and Hunter Gaddis trying to make it the Guardians pitching staff open the inning with a strikeout. But Dominic Fletcher doubled and Zach LaRock singled him to third, bringing Shoemake to the plate. And that's as close as the White Sox got. So it was just really a day for the Guardians to get the win. They'll be back in spring Cactus League spring training play tomorrow as they will take on the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim at Goodyear Ballpark in Goodyear, Arizona. Opening day of baseball is the 28th of March, excuse me. And the Guardians home opener is Wednesday, is on April 8th. That's when the Guardians home opener is. We're going to get back we'll talk some Browns in just a moment. But right now, it's time to reveal the answer to today's Scott Sports 101 trivia question. How many consecutive NBA Finals did LeBron James lead the Cavs to after returning to the team in 2014? If you said 4, you are correct. Team James returned to the Cavs in 2014, and the team and took the team to 4 straight NBA Finals appearances. In 2016, the Cavaliers won their first NBA championship, marking Cleveland's first major sports title since 1964. And I'll have another trivia question on my next podcast, so stay tuned for that. Now we're going to move on to the Browns right now. When the Browns were forced to turn to QB Joe Flacco near the end of the season, no one could imagine Flacco fever taking over the NFL. The team won 4 of Flacco's 5 starts, which led to the veteran quarterback to win the league's comeback player of the year award after the season, which I think is very impressive. While the wins came for the Browns, Flacco's struggles with turnovers continue to be a big problem and doomed the team's wild card playoff game. With QB Deshaun Watson expected back, most believed that Flacco would find another team in the NFL in NFL free agency where he could get a shot at starting again. Rumors flew during the NFL Combine that the New England Patriots might be interested with offensive coordinator Alex Van Pelt in New England. Former Browns QBs Baker Mayfield and Jacoby Brissett have also been linked to the mix, to the Patriots mix, excuse me. Tuesday, with the tagging deadline in place, came two reports about the possible return of Flacco to Cleveland. First, from a national level, Mike Florio reported the two sides have talked about a reunion. Per league source, a reunion with the Browns is Flacco's first choice. He loves playing there. The team, the city, the fans, everything. The two sides met regarding the possibility last week at the scouting combine. Then, from a local level, Brad Steinbrook of OBR reported a similar mutual interest between the team and player. Bringing back Flacco could help the Browns, I feel, safe if Watson's recovery from shoulder surgery takes longer than expected. The timing of both reports is interesting and could mean that Flacco's representatives didn't find as much interest around the league in their QB service while at the NFL Combine. In 5 regular season games in 2023, Flacco completed 60% of his passes for 1,616 yards and 13 touchdowns and 8 interceptions. He completed 74% of his passes in playoff loss with 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions that were returned for touchdowns. The new league year opens officially on March 13th, but players and teams can start talking on March 11th. As the own free agent, as their own free agent, Cleveland could re-sign Flacco. As their own free agent, Cleveland could re-sign Flacco either before either of those days. Now, are you surprised that Flacco could return as the team's backup? Do you think these reports are accurate, or an agent's attempt to push interest in the QB around the league? Let me know what you think. Send me a response on my discussion page at Scott Sports 101 on my YouTube channel, or at my website address, my email address, scottsports101 at gmail.com. Now, we'll get to collectibles in just a moment. Right now, I want to talk to you about women's college basketball. There has been a woman in college basketball that is making history, and her name is Caitlin Clark. And she has captured the hearts of college basketball fans around the nation. And she's plays for Iowa State. She's going to be graduating from there in May and this spring. And Iowa will be in the playoffs along with the Ohio State women's basketball team. And she's put up a lot of big numbers. And she will enter the draft come the NBA draft, come June and in I think the WNBA draft, and she could possibly go pro. And so she is really, and she is And if Iowa makes it, she will be in her second straight Final Four. So this lady is really putting up some big numbers. She is making women's college basketball history. Now, I have another question I want to ask you. Do you think college basketball has become more popular? And women's college basketball, that is. And I do feel it has, that women's college basketball has. But I want to know if you feel that it has. So let me know what you think by sending me a message on my discussion page on my YouTube channel, Scott Sports 101, or at my website address, Scott Sports 101 at gmail.com. So please let me know what you think. I want to know. And there was a Cavs question I wanted to throw in. Are you? How do you feel about the Cavs right now? Are you greatly concerned, mildly concerned, or just standardly concerned? But I'm mildly concerned because I think we will get in the playoffs. But I don't want us to have to do the play-in tournament. So let me know what you think on that too at Scott Sports 101, my discussion page on my YouTube channel, or at Scott Sports 101 at gmail.com. Now, for collectibles, this is a Emmett Smith plaque, a sports plaque that I have. There's his football card right here. And this is he was 5'9", he's 5'9", he weighs 209 pounds, number 22, as you know. He's an all-pro running back, 1993 and 1994. He's the most valuable player, 93 and for Super Bowl in 1994, 1993 rushing leader, third consecutive season, 1995 Pro Bowl selection. He was fifth consecutive season, and 1993 Offensive Player of the Year and 1990 Offensive Rookie of the Year. He was one of the greatest running backs the Dallas Cowboys ever had. And I think you're going to agree with me on that wholeheartedly. Now I have one more thing. I have here a Slider, the Guardians mascot, Slider bobblehead. And you see these, all the Guardians games, and you can buy them down at Progressive Field. And this is the base right here, holding a little bat, and this is that's a shirt, and he's always had fun with kids, and always, and just a fun mascot to be around down at Progressive Field, and hopefully this spring and summer. So that's collectibles for today, and that's just about going to wrap it up for this edition of Scott Sports 101. I'll be back with another podcast this weekend or sometime next week. But until then, always remember, be a team player each and every day in every way possible. So long, everybody. 3, 2, 1. I'm done.